What is up, guys? Eric here from EVM Productions here with I'm sorry, my hair is not working with me. Anyway, here with my quick prediction on, well, tonight's UFC Fight Night. I'm doing this just because, oh, wait, I need to mention something else, boxing related as well. But anyway, um, yeah, in short, got out of hospital a few days ago. I still have COVID, apparently. Um, Yeah, so I'm in isolation, waiting until this stuff just blows over. I have medication, everything, but yeah, cool. But anyway, so I'm literally just gonna pick the main event in this fight night. I just checked the card again just to be sure. I know Calvin Cater's also fighting, but the problem is I didn't do film study on Zalal. And Cater has been really hard to predict. There's many fights where he should have won on paper, Anthony Smith reference, but then he doesn't. Like, he's hit or miss. Like, I picked Aljo to beat him, and did beat him. However, I didn't think Aljo was just going to ragdoll him, but he did. I felt it would have been a bit more competitive because of the higher weight class, blah, 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 and his striking, blah, blah, blah. But no. And then other times, when you pick against this dude, he just shows out, like with the Giga Chikadze fight. Like, he looked so good there. It was his reckoning for revenge for the Max Holloway loss. Poor dude, he got battered in that fight. But anyway, that's why I'm not picking him. It's such a hard person to pick fights for. But I'm going to pick Gregory Rodriguez, aka Robocop, versus Jared Cannonier, the big gorilla. I forgot what his nickname is. I just call him Jared Cannonier. I feel some guys just doesn't fit with the nickname thing. And, oh yeah, Killer Gorilla. But anyway, he doesn't fit with that. Like, people years back gave nicknames to all my friends according to their personality and stuff. And they were like, Eric, you just don't fit with one of these nicknames. And I was like, yeah, I agree. Especially since it feels like a gimmick. And Cannonier, if you know his personality in the sport, you will understand that, yeah, he's one of those guys. He's a bit too serious. He's into spiritual things. He's into different things. It doesn't really fit him. Like, I remember that one UFC fight night, UFC fight card where he was in the crowd and he was just so upset with everybody just going crazy around him. Like, you could see he was just like, why am I even here? For fuck's sakes. And I laughed my ass off because I was like, that would be me depending on the mood. Because I'm an omnivert. There's times where I don't want to be around people, and then there's times where I do. Like tonight, I prefer my solitude tonight. It's annoying with people around me right now. And then other nights I'd be like, shit. Like last night I was like, tonight would have been cool to go out and stuff because it was Valentine's. But now I'm stuck in this damn house. So yeah, anyway, before I give my full predictions there, I just wanted to mention I didn't get time to predict Abdullah Mason's fight in boxing and Keyshawn Davis's fight. But yeah, they were my picks. And got 100% there because I knew Keyshawn's going to stop this dude. I forgot the dude's name now. He's a very competent fighter that he fought. Abdullah Mason, people said, hey, no, his chin is too high and stuff. I had to defend him in the comments earlier this week. Well, just when I was still lying in the hospital. And I told people, he's very young. That means that bad habit can be cleaned up real quick. And it looked like he did. I need to rewatch the fight, but it looked like he did. And then he also got the stoppage, if I remember correct. But yeah, anyway, Keyshawn Davis, congrats to you. Now you're a champion. Been watching Keyshawn Davis's career actually for 4 years now. Yeah. Just before he really popped up on the scene and stuff. Yeah. Back when I wanted to look at it, like everything was just fighting in my life at that point. And I kind of burned myself out now about it. Now it's like, go like this because I do focus on prospects in fighting, but yeah, and I also limited myself to boxing and MMA right now. I do now and again check who's doing well in Muay Thai and doing well in kickboxing, but not much because, yeah, I don't have all the time in the world anymore. I'll say it like that. But yeah, in the main event for this fight night, I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez to beat Cannonier. When I saw the size discrepancy, like I said in my head, there's a size discrepancy, but I didn't think it was this big. And what people don't understand is it's the density of the person as well. It's not just the size. A guy can be much taller than you, but then his build, and I've realized like something I need to mention is people do not know how to gauge somebody's mass. They build right. They do not. They have no eye for this. That's something that I have, and that's why, let's say I'm in a street confrontation, I have a very good eye for when I know this person's going to be an issue and this person won't. Let's say it's me fighting somebody that's a foot taller than me. Then that's where small stuff like that does make a difference. However, in the streets, I've noticed, like, I've seen big guys, they are thick, they are strong, everything. And then they start having a street fight. And beforehand, because you don't have an idea of how they fight, you think, they'll throw decent hands, and then because they're big, they're going to hit hard and all this stuff. And then they start fighting, and then the technique is just disastrous. Like, you think this person would be a naturally, I don't know what they call it in English, but there's a word in our language where somebody's just naturally okay with it. Not good, like there's not a prodigy, they're not a flippin' boxer out of the gate. They're just decent. And those kind of people, you usually feel the aura, all that stuff when you meet them. And when they start swinging, the people that are like that, they win. And you see they have decent instincts for fighting. But yeah, there's many big or even just shorter, thicker guys that can do crazy stuff in the gym or when you guys are wrestling, because a lot of people play wrestle, especially guys. We roughhouse a lot of all. And then the actual street fight happens, and you realize this person, they're strong, they look the part, everything, but they're not really meant for this. Like, I know a big guy, a friend of mine met him the other night, and he's one of those guys. Like, I remember he came to the gym that I worked at, and we hit the bag. And I was like, okay, there's a lot of pushing force, but for a guy this big, like he's 6'8", 6'6", I'll actually ask him. I think he's 6'6". He's a monster of a man. Like, yeah, and he's gotten even heavier now, but back then, I asked him to hit the bag, and I always tell people there's a difference between effective striking, like, not effective, man. Sorry, guys, it's like 10 at night. And I'm quite tired. I don't know what's up to my body today. There is... damn it, I'm not going to go for it. But anyway, there's people that can damage you a lot with certain strikes, and there's people that can push really hard when they punch. This guy, he could push you very hard because of the weight behind the fists and the forearms, the body, etc. But he doesn't have a damaging strike. And it was very evident. That means that even if you're slightly smaller than him, like reasonable, but you can maybe eat that shot. However, he's one of those guys, he's so big that you don't want to eat that. You're going to eat a few of them and then still sleep because of the fighting force that he has behind it. But anyway, guys, I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez. Sorry about my tangent, but I needed to mention this because people do not have the eye to see which guy is more dense and bigger in a fighting sense. I'll say it like that. And if somebody is bigger and stronger in that sense, it often plays a huge role in grappling and striking especially. Like, somebody with massively heavy legs will just kick hard. Kind of Ngannou, if you guys go check, Ngannou has huge thighs. Like, his calf and down is not as big, but his thighs was big. Tom Aspinall is actually decently big as well. Although Tom is more built like a runner. Yeah, like a marathon runner that's very big. That means his legs are big and heavy, but they're not gigantic. But usually those guys with these giant legs kick very hard. That's why Alex Pereira is actually quite unique. He has just a supreme level of skill that means the weight doesn't bother as much. John Jones also, he has actually very good kicks, even though he has very skinny legs. But you do see where it's detrimental. And then guys with big arms, like Ngannou as well, same thing. They just hit very hard because force times mass equals acceleration. It's why Eddie Hall hit so hard on the punch machine that Ngannou broke the record on, which I think Ngannou can hit harder, by the way. But yeah. Anyway, Gregory Rodriguez is just mogging Cannonier in every aspect, and that's bad because he's competent enough to strike and he's competent enough on the ground to keep up with Jared. Jared just has that off switch kind of punch, and that is where the difference will be. Can he land that? And two, will it be enough to get over these other aspects, which I don't think it is. So yeah, guys, got 100% accuracy on the boxing side of things. I need to write this down anyway, and let's see if I get decent on the MMA side. I hope Robocop wins. Yeah, I feel bad for Cannonier. I like him a lot, but hey, that's how the game goes. Cheers.